Oh, hey. Welcome to the Friday Morning Show. I am your host, Miss Deanna Deacon Green, technically. I am an intuitive life coach. I'm also a retreat host, founder of the Empowered Woman Conference, Reiki energy healer, and lover of all things love. Lover of all things love. Love is a very important part of our world. I believe it is the most important part of our entire world. But sometimes it can be really challenging to be in a state of love or possibility or belief or growth when we're going through different expansive experiences in our lives. So that's what this episode is going to be all about. We're going to be talking about weathering the storm of the emotions when you're moving towards a dream or a goal or something that you'd like to create in your life. So let me know if you're here with me live. Go ahead and comment in and just give me a little heads up. Give me a little emoji of how you're feeling today. What emoji represents how you're feeling today? And if you're watching the replay, you know how we do it. Hashtag replay, and as well, give me an emoji of how you're feeling today. Okay? I can't wait to see. Taylor, I can hear you on the laptop, not on my phone though. So Taylor, that's a funny thing, and for those of you who are listening, hopefully you can hear me, but this has been happening recently where some people's devices cannot hear these live videos, but others can. So the only way I can see that is that the device that can't hear it needs some sort of an update or a change or something, because if it works on some, it should work on all, right? So I don't know. Anyways, we'll just go with it. And if nothing else, you can watch the replay in Facebook or on YouTube, because it always goes to YouTube and to my website afterwards as well, in the / free resources section on my website. You can catch all of the episodes of the Friday Morning Show. Okay, where are your emojis to tell me how you're feeling today? Let's see, if I could choose an emoji. Today I'm feeling quite cuddly. I was just sitting in front of our new fire. If you've been following along on my Instagram stories, we put in a wood burning stove, and I was sitting by that and feeling so cozy, and it felt amazing. And that's how I'm feeling today. So I don't know if there's actually an emoji. Maybe it's like the hug emoji. That's my representation of today. But share with me what's an emoji to represent how you're feeling in this moment. And again, you guys watching the replay, you as well. Taylor, oh, you're celebrating. You see all the love. You feel the love, all the love. Yay. Devin, full of love. Yay. Taylor, sorry. Oh, and super happy. Yay. Hi, Tanya. I see that you've joined us. Yay. Let me know if you're here with me live. Hi, is that Christina? Oh, Christina's here. Hello, darling. So go ahead, comment in what emoji represents how you feel. Oh, Tanya, all the love, you guys. There's so much love. And Michael, is that you here too? So much fun. So while you continue sharing with me your emojis of how you feel, is it Tanny or Tawny? Tanny? I'm going to say Tanny. And I don't know if my comment to you last night in the Empowered Woman Collective went through, Tanny. I was glancing this morning. I wrote this big long post of the intuitive guidance that came through. Let me know if you received it. And if you didn't, let me know if energetically you received it, okay? Very low energy but happy. Yeah, I got you on that one. Tanya, yes, live. Roberta, I really like that face. Hi, Michael. Kelsey's here. Oh, my favorite peeps. Everyone's here. Yay, you guys. Tanya, will look. Michael. Okay, cool. Okay, so, Kelsey, oh, beautiful stars. Yeah, thanks, Kelsey. We're sharing emojis of how we feel today. Hopefully that's how you feel. Oh, I love to you too. So the reason that we're talking about this concept, this topic, weathering the emotional storm while still staying committed towards your dreams and your goals, is for a very personal, selfish reason. Last night, the past couple days have been amazing for me. I have been so connected to my own intuitive guidance, to my spiritual guidance. I've been witnessing the magic and the miracles in every component, in every corner. And it's been a reminder that this is my natural state of being. And even last night, I was sending some messages to a friend of mine, and I was writing my journal, all of these amazing things that I was calling in for myself that I had witnessed already, just living in the love. And it felt so friggin' good. And then this morning I woke up and something shifted. It's like, boom, suddenly I woke up and was like, here's a wall and you can't surpass this. And I've talked a little bit about this before, I think on one of my podcast episodes, but this idea of when we're expanding ourselves, we're coming up, oh, no, it was a blog post. If you guys don't know, I now have a blog, so go check it out. Go read it, deannadeacon.com/blog. You can read even more about this. But when we're expanding ourselves into a new way of being, we come up against our own sort of glass ceiling or these invisible walls. And this part right here, like pushing up against the walls, is not comfortable. It is very uncomfortable. It feels icky. It feels like, ugh, I don't want to be here. And so for me, as I was in the past, week, I suppose, really expanding into my own intuitive gifts, expanding into seeing the miracles of life in every moment, really living within that space, boom, I hit my wall. And when we hit that wall, a lot of us then turn around and become reclusive and like, well, screw it. This is too hard. Like I had it, but it was fleeting. Nothing lasts. I'm not cut out for this. This is not meant to happen for me. And we get all in our heads, which is where I was this morning. And when I get in my head, I get quite emotional. If we haven't had a chance to actually have a conversation, you may not know this, but my dreams, my vision of my life, my legacy, my offering, my service to others and to the world is freaking massive. Like so friggin' big that I don't often share it with everybody because then they think I'm crazy. And because it's vulnerable. It's very, very vulnerable to me. But because of that, when I come up against this expansion wall, what happens is I get quite emotional and feel like, oh, is anything I'm doing working? Am I actually making a difference in anybody's lives? Are we ever going to get this evolution that I think we need? Am I all on the wrong path? All that. Can anyone relate? Can you give me some sort of supportive emoji? I don't know what that would be, but some sort of supportive emoji in the comments if you can relate to this feeling of what am I doing and is it working? And for you, it doesn't necessarily, is that Ashley? Hi, Ashley. For you, it doesn't necessarily have to be about like wanting to evolve and heal the world the way that I do. Sometimes it's simply like trying to figure out what the frick to eat every day so that your body doesn't have pain. Sometimes that can be so overwhelming to be in your body and feel that experience every day that you just wake up and think, what's the point? I'm just going to have mac and cheese and grilled cheese and all the cheese. I want all the cheese, right? Yeah, it happens to you guys. Kelsey, being there, Roberta. Roberta, yeah, I really like that one. Kelsey, I literally have been battling this all week, as you know. Kelsey, and you also were seeing the magic and miracles so beautifully. So this is the push and the pull. This is the surrendering and then the frustration. This is the journey. This is a part of being a conscious, awakened human being. It's not meant to be just beauty and bounty all the time because that means that we're staying. It means we're not growing, we're not expanding. And if you are watching this show, if you've seen anything that I post, if you're curious about me or you're engaged with anything I'm sharing, hi Caitlin, then you are looking to expand, you are looking to grow, you are looking to show up in the best version of yourself. And in doing so, you can't stay here because when you're here, you're not growing. That's why we need to hit these walls, yeah? Tanny says, oh my God, I can so relate. Taylor, yep, me. Tanny, woo, yes, these emojis are so fun. I like beauty and bounty. Yeah, Kelsey, I like that too. Caitlin, love to you. For anyone who doesn't know, Caitlin is my coach I've been working with for almost 2 years, and she's friggin' bomb. Caitlin, I love you so much. She holds me in so much sweetness and love. Okay, where was I? Right, so this morning, all the pain and the emotion and the worry and the feeling like I'm not good enough, I'm never going to accomplish or achieve anything that I set my mind to. What's the point? Why don't I just give up? Does anyone know what that could be labeled as? And a little hint for you who've done the series with me, it starts with an E. That little nasty gremlin that shows up and tells us that we're not good enough, that we can't do anything, that there's no point in even trying, that we'll never amount to anything, that no one loves us, and we're all alone, and we will be forever. That is our ego. And ego, when it takes over like that, can be very convincing, can be very attractive, can be very just really sucks you in. It makes you want to believe everything that's bringing forward. Yeah, there's my series girls. Ego! When we allow our ego to take over, we create a disconnect. And when we create a disconnect, it's like me saying, well, there's no point in doing the Friday morning show because no one cares. If no one cared, then why would I have 15 people or however many here on this video right now? Why would there be replays of people commenting in where I get to engage with them afterwards? Why would, this wouldn't be happening if it were true. So ego is not accurate. It's not the truth. And in terms of, if you're in that example I gave, if you're trying to reach a certain goal where your body feels no pain because the food you're eating is nourishing you, being able to come into a place of realizing that eating grilled cheese and mac and cheese is not going to solve the problem. And that's just ego. And there's no point in giving up, because everything that you're seeking towards makes a difference in your life, in your well-being, and who you are. So this whole conversation is just about understanding that it's okay to have emotion. It's okay for that ego to show up. It's natural. It's going to happen. You cannot avoid it. However, you can learn to weather the emotional storm. You can have support networks all around you. You can have people that you can turn to. I had a great conversation with Luke this morning about this and about entrepreneurship and having big dreams and big goals, and how even when it feels like we might be getting setbacks, understanding that there's a bigger picture within this, and we're not doing it for the small reasons, we're doing it for the big reasons, right? So I'm curious, for those of you who are watching with me right now and watching the replay, I want to know what's something that you're working towards right now. What's a goal that you have? What's a dream that you have? And this, you can take it super big or you can keep it quite small. Whatever it is that you're working on, I want you to comment in and share with me, because I want to help support you right now so that you and I together can move through any of these egoic thoughts and get you really rooted into this dream and this goal that you're working towards. So go ahead and comment in. Tell me what's going on in your life. What are you moving towards? And if you need a prompt, if you haven't had a one-on-one call with me before, you wouldn't have filled this form out, but if you have, you'll remember this. Whenever I do a one-on-one call, I get everyone to fill out a form so that I can get an idea of what's going on in your life. And one of the questions is, if I could snap my fingers and perform a miracle for you, what would you ask for? So basically, like, envision me as a genie in the bottle. This is my genie dance. So I'm a genie in a bottle, and I can grant any wish for you. And I want you to take it seriously. Because even though I may not be a genie, you get to be a conscious creator in your life. That was a beautiful message that I received from my lovely coach Caitlin last night or yesterday, saying, hey Dee, guess what? We get to create our lives however we desire. So yes, while you're asking me for some guidance or support in this area, that's great, but you can do it yourself. And here I am offering that same thing to you. Whatever it is that you desire, you can create. So comment in and let me know, what would you ask for if I could perform a miracle right now? What do you want for you personally? Something that is interactive with you and your being. Yeah? Taylor, thank you for sharing. Creating a unique community and have that imposter syndrome feeling, fuck off. Yeah, I feel like that's what I was picking up on last night, Taylor. Hey, when we did the intuitive guidance in the Empowered Woman Collective, for sure, is really knowing that the shiny object syndrome, the concept of everything out there is better than what I have, that's never going to serve you to actually step into your truth and step into the full volume of who you are. And so doing everything you can to keep that at bay, acknowledge it when it shows up for what it is, not truth, and then come back into what is truth. Yeah? And Tanny, I know there's something big inside me, something I'm meant to share, a desire to find what that is. Yeah, beautiful. So Tanny, for you, like having that clarity of what it is, or even if you can't see exactly what it is yet, like continuously knowing that it's big enough that it's worth you moving towards, or even knowing what direction to move in. Yeah? Okay. And Devin, yes, Taylor, totally feeling that. Yay! I love that support. She's sleeping on the pillow. She's on the pillow. Oh, I love you so much. You are so cute. Tanny, and yes, I got your response last night and it was a holy cow moment. Okay, yes, perfect. I'm glad you received that, Tanny. That's what intuition does. Lets it be a holy cow moment for sure. Okay, so these goals that you're coming forward with and sharing me that you want to experience, I want you to ask yourself, what would happen if this were true? And who would you need to be in order for it to be true? So who you're showing up as in this moment is not necessarily who you need to be to have that come to fruition, because if it was, it would already be in fruition. So there's something out of alignment within you, or perhaps just something that you haven't experienced or learned about yourself yet, or that you haven't fully embodied within yourself or trusted that this is a part of who you are. there's a part of you that's seeking that. And so as you can bring yourself into a bit more alignment of your truth, that's when it allows you to actually align with who you need to be in order to accomplish that goal. Yeah? Tanya, so your goal is a way or work where I could contribute and help people while still having the balance and health in my life. Totally, Tanya, that's a beautiful goal and dream to move towards. I love that. And we'll definitely work on that in Mastery for sure. Kelsey, clarity around defining what I have to offer. Okay, awesome. And Penny's here. Hi, Penny. Okay, so again, take a look at what you just commented or what that dream or that goal is. And Christina, encouragement to be a strong woman for myself. Yeah, girl, you've got encouragement right here. Right here. We all see you and support you, honey. Okay, take a look at what you wrote down, what that dream or that goal is, and envision who would you need to be in order for that to come true, in order for that to come to fruition. Because if you're being who you are right now and that happened, would you be able to sustain it? Would you be able to believe it? Remember how I was talking about the expansion process? For me, I was so full of love and joy and peace and all of this magic, but there's a part of my subconscious that doesn't believe that's sustainable. And that's what I'm moving through, and that's what I'm working to shift and change. It's not a bad thing, it's just a part of who I am. And so I'm starting to shift through that subconscious belief by things like sharing it with you and journaling and spending time asking myself, who do I need to be to move through this expansion? And for me, part of my dream and my goal is to be touching millions of people with my words, with my love, with my thoughts, with my gifts, with everything that I have. And in order for me to do that, I have to be someone who can hold that much energy, someone who can show up in that much magnitude. And I'm working towards it. So then when I ask myself, who do I need to be? It comes more into, I need to be more expansive myself. I need to be more grounded in myself. I need to be more trusting in myself. Yeah? So I'm curious for you, who do you need to be in order to achieve this goal? What does it look like? What does it feel like to be that woman? Okay? Roberta, need to work on letting work on myself to be a strong woman. So Roberta and Christina, yours are very similar. Like, I want the empowerment within. I want to feel strong. I want to believe I'm strong. I want to know I'm strong, and I want to show up as being strong. Yeah? And that is so valuable. That's basically like the entire basis of my work, because I've noticed that so many women just simply float through life without even noticing what it might feel like to be super happy. And I believe that in order for us to feel super happy, we have to believe in ourselves. To believe in ourselves, it takes courage and strength, because for whatever reason, the society that we've been brought up in tells us not to believe in ourselves. So I love that. And if you haven't already, please make sure that you check out all the love. Make sure you check out all the resources on my website, because there are quite a few, lots of different videos and trainings, as well as the podcast that I offer too is tangible tips and tools as well for that. Penny says, relatable, not suppress it, honor it, move through it, more trusting. Yes, absolutely. And Penny, have you found this as well, that the more you surrender, the more you trust that you are guided, that universal support is there to guide you and support you, the bigger the ask is to do so? That's not a good way of saying that. The more I surrender, the more I need to surrender. The more opportunities float in front of me that cause me to surrender or remind me it's time to surrender. And it's like the more I expand, the bigger I can go, 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 the bigger. And when it's bigger, it's bigger. It's big, it's intense, it's overwhelming at times, but it's so friggin' beautiful that it's amazing. And that's what happens for all of you in the goals that you've shared with me and the dreams that you have. It requires you to expand yourself in some way, expand your thoughts, expand your emotional resiliency, expand your physical strength and ability to have energy in your body, expand your spiritual connection, how you're connecting to intuition, to guidance, to God, to universal energy. It requires all of this expansion for you to be the woman that allows us to come to fruition. And as Penny, I think, had just said, that we co-create with Source, we co-create with God, we co-create with universal energy, we do. Which means that that's what it means to say you're a conscious creator of your life. You are co-creating your life right now. Even if you're not conscious of it, you are doing it. That's why you've probably heard me talk about the patterns that we live out in our lives over and over. When you stop a pattern, then you get to create a new one. And that new pattern is a bit more conscious. There's a bit more choice behind what that pattern will look like. The majority of people who probably are not watching this video and who are in a very different location or a different space within their hearts and their minds, they're living out the same patterns over and over and wondering, why does this keep happening to me? Why does this always happen to me? It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. You are co-creating this pattern so that you can learn something, so that you can evolve in some way. And that's why looking at our patterns, looking internally at ourselves is so valuable. And that's why when I shared earlier that for me, I have this subconscious belief that the love and the magic of the miracles isn't sustainable and that I can't live in that place, I'm not upset about that. I don't judge myself for having that belief. It's just simply, this is now what I choose to move through. This is now what I know that I get to come up against this and break this pattern because it's not serving me anymore. Yeah? Is this making sense? Let me know if you guys are following along. We're going a little whoo over here, but I freaking love it. This is my jam. Okay, Tanya, to look after myself properly and to accept and surrender. Yeah, so that's who you need to be in order to achieve your goal. I love that. To look after myself properly and to accept and surrender. So I would say for you, Tanya, also, what does it mean to look after yourself properly? What does it mean to you? Not what does it mean to anybody else or like nutrition books or fitness books or anything like that. What does it mean to you to look after yourself properly? What does that mean? And for you as well, surrender to what? What are you surrendering to? Make sure that you're clear on exactly what that looks like and feels like to you in this moment so that it's easier for you to actually do it. Because if I say, okay, everyone, just surrender. And you're like, surrender to what? I don't know, but Deanna said to do it. So I get, okay, I surrender. And you don't know what your beliefs are, or you don't know who you're connecting to or what you're connecting to. Your subconscious, your ego is going to be like, oh, hell no. I'm not going to let you surrender into some crazy place that you don't know where you're going. So it's important for us to ask ourselves these questions, yeah? Penny says, universe always provides when true surrender occurs. If the energy in subconscious is greater than affirmation intellect, we will experience more of what is subconscious. Absolutely. And this is an example of this too, is universe always provides when true surrender occurs. This is something where in the Empowered Woman Collective, you probably saw, I posted about body mapping recently, and that was a session I used to offer all the time with my clients. And this concept is, my belief, which I believe to be true, is we create physical pain in our body to cause us to pay attention to something that's out of alignment in our life. Now, I remember having many conversations with my aunt about this for the example of, what about a fluke car accident where perhaps you've injured yourself? Did you cause that to happen? Now, this is probably going to trigger a few of you, and that's okay. You're allowed to be triggered, and you can share with me if you are, that's okay. But I believe that yes, we do cause that situation to occur. Not from our human brain. Not the human brain of, I want to get in a car accident because I want to be in pain and then I'm going to be in disability and then I'm going to have this struggle for 15 years trying to get out of it and all these things. I don't believe that to be true. It comes from a higher place where there's no good or bad, where we allow ourselves to be guided into this situation that causes physical pain because from our soul level or our heart level or our consciousness level, now we're forced to pay attention to ourselves. We are forced to surrender to others to support us. We are forced to let go of control and realize that we are not necessarily in the driver's seat of our life in this moment. And that's what helps us surrender. Yeah? You may believe that too. You may not. That's okay. I'm just here to share my thoughts. Penny, it's important to witness trauma drama when it arrives and see the pattern with compassion. Everything with compassion. And Christina, well said, Penny. Yeah. Hi, Brenda. And Penny, we manifest everything. We do. We do manifest everything. And my goal with you, everyone who's here, is that you start to realize that you are manifesting everything. Because when you start to realize that, you notice that what you're manifesting, like, hang on. You are already manifesting your entire life. If it's not going in the direction you desire, or if it's not the way that you want it to be, or if you don't feel happy about it, then you get to change how you manifest or what you're focusing on. For example, if you're thinking all day, every day about how you don't have any money, chances are you're experiencing more opportunities to prove that you don't have any money. Suddenly you have a car payment you didn't expect. Suddenly someone else, another payment comes out, or money doesn't go into your account the way you thought it was going to. All of these things occur. You are manifesting that. Whereas if you do this type of inner work, if you surround yourself with a supportive network to hold you to this, you find out what your beliefs are, what your patterns are. Then you can start to shift your beliefs and patterns, and then you can start to manifest the opposite experience or whatever it is that you call in. And this is, for example, I found a nickel in my car the other day, and I friggin' did a dance for a nickel. I was like, yeah, the universe supplies and gives me all the money, yeah! And I was in public. People saw me. I didn't actually say those words, but I did a little dance because I was celebrating that money came to me. I didn't have to work for it. It showed up for me. It just presented itself in my car, which I friggin' love my car, pour so much love and energy into it. Yeah, it's a nickel. Can't even buy me a matcha. I get it. But the fact is that the universe provided for me. And I was there and willing to celebrate it, to fully accept it, to fully receive it, so that when the universe wants to supply $5,000, I'm open to that too. Yeah? Oh, Roberta, I'm going through that right now. It's hard. Totally. So, Roberta, when we're in this type of experience where we feel like everything's against us, we don't have the ability to make any change, nothing's happening, it's very overwhelming and hard. I get that. And that's when a lot of emotion comes up, and that's when this ego tends to run the show. For anyone who's watching right now, I'm curious, what is something that you have done in your life to help move through a hard time in terms of what we're talking about here? So what's something you've done for yourself to help you move through a situation where you felt like you had no control, where you couldn't make any change in your life? Share with me what one of those things is. For me, definitely reading books has really helped me shift my mindset. And I wouldn't say like reading one book is not necessarily going to change your life, because you also have to implement the practices of what they're teaching. However, it can really help to take your brain from like this small location and allow it to expand into something else that's possible. That's definitely a really big component. For sure, for me, obviously I'm in the coaching world. I am a certified coach, but for the past 5-ish years, I have not been without a coach for more than like a month. And I would highly recommend that for every single being all over the world. We all deserve and should have and need and require to have an impartial person that is not part of our family, that is not part of our like regular support network, hold space for us and show us what we can't see for ourselves. Someone that we can turn to, whether we are celebrating and dancing, whether we are bawling our eyes out, whether we are curious about exploring a new avenue of ourselves, someone that we get to just be who we are with. I would highly recommend it for every single person. If you don't have that support, just open yourself up to see where it might be able to find its way to you. Yeah? Roberta, drawing helps for me. For sure, getting into creativity helps to go from anything that's like, I'm not good enough, this won't happen, everything's against me, anything to help you feel a bit more expansive. Drawing, dancing, writing, reading, going for a walk, having lunch with someone who isn't a complainer. If you go for lunch with a friend and all you do is bitch about how both of you don't have any money, that doesn't help. But just allowing things to make you feel more expansive will definitely help. Okay, so I asked everyone, what have you done for yourself when you're in a place and you want to move through that? Taylor, give myself grace. So Taylor, maybe you can elaborate. What does that even mean for someone who doesn't know? Christina, listening to encouraging music, for sure. I've seen a lot of posts and like stories and stuff of some of the most powerful influencers in the world listen to like rah music every single morning, whether it's inspirational speaker or it's music that really gets them lifted up or anything to just raise that vibe and make you feel really good. That's beautiful. I have a meditation, an audio that I've created for myself that is basically me saying to me, Deanna, you're beautiful, I love you, you're making an impact, you're so great, you're amazing, all of the things that I want to hear. And I listen to it at least once a day, and every time I get a big smile on my face. Tanny, being alone helps me recharge. Yeah, that's something that I need as well, which I didn't realize until a few years ago, but man, it helps. And drawing. Kelsey, it is the bomb. Penny, staying committed to daily practice and ritual. And Tanya, reading books has been huge for me. Eating pie, and I realize I need to improve on this. I've isolated myself way too much during hard times. Yeah, Tanya, I'm the same way, where my natural tendency is to want to isolate. And the thing about that is when we're here with the ego and we're isolating, then we're in ego, but we have no one to help pull us out of it. And sometimes we don't have the tools within ourselves to help move us out of it. So that's where, for me, I don't envision a time in my life that I will ever be without a coach or support person in my life again. Because even those in our lives, like our family members and our friends, they love us, but they're not trained to hold space for us. Now, we can over time help support them with that. But for example, if I complain to Luke about something, about how I'm feeling, he wants to fix it. A coach doesn't fix your problems. A coach holds you in your problems and allows you to feel safe, to experience it, to move through the emotion, and to find your way to the other side. That's the beauty about coaching. It's not, like me as a coach, it's not about me. Absolutely, I need to be able to hold space and work on myself in that way. But when we're in a session, it's about you. Nothing else, no one else. I had an experience yesterday or the day before where, what was it? I suggested a candle for a ritual for one of my clients. And the way that I suggested it, I've never done this myself. I've never even thought of doing this myself. And I suggested it to her. And once I had, given this suggestion, she said, "That's so crazy. I literally just bought candles yesterday and this is what I wanted to do with them. And you brought this forward." And I said, yeah, it had nothing to do with me. That was just intuition because I have no personal connection to that whatsoever. And that's a very small example, but that's what intuitive coaching is. It's crazy. It's amazing because it just flows through me and it's all about you. And that's why it's so valuable to have that support in your life. It makes such a difference. And Taylor, I'd asked you before to explain what it means to hold yourself in grace. And you said knowing that it's not meant to be, it's knowing that it's not the be all end all and that I'm not perfect and I'll get through it. Or how about you are perfect and you will get through it. And that what's happening externally is not a reflection of your own perfection. It is not a reflection of whether or not you're good enough. You are always good enough. It's just showing you where perhaps some subconscious beliefs are just blocking. Oh, hi, Crystal. Surrounding myself with support. Huge piece of it. Huge piece is being surrounded with support and a community that you could turn to and say, I feel like crap. And they say, okay. And they don't judge you. They don't make fun of you. They don't say, you have to get out of this. What are you going to do to get out? No. It's about honoring who you are. Weathering the storm of your emotions doesn't mean getting out of there as fast as possible. It means feeling the strength within yourself that you can handle it. Yeah? I know you've got that, Crystal. Penny. And connecting to nature. Then someone that can shift state by talking about something that will move me forward and up. Totally. Yes. Crystal, surrounding myself with support. Oh, yes. Okay, these are amazing. So, everyone take a deep breath. And if you can, if you're not holding your phone, bring your arms up. And exhale, let it go. Yeah. Yay. Okay. 2 things before we go. So actually, I'm not going to share these. I'm going to share this a later time. It feels like it's important for me to keep it to myself. So all I'm going to do is share with you that I love you and that I'm so grateful that you come and join me. As I shared earlier on, this morning I was in an emotional state. I was feeling ego. I was in those thoughts, and I feel so much more uplifted now simply by being here and sharing this space with you and sharing with you how I'm feeling without having to hide it. I don't have to pretend that everything is fabulous and amazing all the time because it's not. And I really appreciate you for continuously showing up here and supporting me in that way and supporting each other. Seeing the comments coming in and each of you supporting each other is beautiful. And if you're not already in the group, the Empowered Woman Collective is a really great place to come and share some space. And if you do want to consider having some of that additional support, we have a few more spots available in the Empowered Woman Mastery. There's some really epic women in that group. Some of them are here with us today, and I cannot friggin' wait for us to get started. Ladies who are in Mastery, I'm working on so much behind the scenes. I cannot wait to share it all with you. Oh, Crystal, you make me smile. I'm glad that we found each other. Thanks for being here. And Penny, I'd like to express how powerful Deanna is, URD, and you'll have an incredible experience in her mastermind. Oh, thank you, Penny. You were so sweet. Penny and I met on the island in Ucluelet doing a yoga mind-body training. It was so amazing. I miss you, Penny. Kelsey, love to you. Thank you, ladies. And if it feels right, maybe consider sharing this video so that someone in your network might be able to be a part of it, learn some of these tools, and bring this all into their lives. I love you. Ciao.